How did last night get the chance to speak to over 100 supporters? There was a few testing questions in there, but you handled yourself superbly well.
No, I enjoyed it. I think it's always important to get out in front of your own fans and hear your thoughts on a personal level. And I think sometimes we're guilty of thinking that the supporters have got all the information that they want or crave by virtue of all the media things that we do through the club and through Premier League productions and the like. So I think it's important that you sit in front of people and they get an indication of how you feel and they understand that their worries maybe or their thoughts are shared by the manager of the club. So hopefully that's the thing I put across.
Is it something that can work both ways? They obviously take things away from it, but can you take things away from it as well?
Yeah, you sense that there was some good questions posed, and you sense that you get an understanding of what's important and what are the concerns. So I think it's important to do it. So I'd like to do another one at least once a year, maybe more. I think it's important at different stages of a season that you get out there and get that indication.
And the most important thing now is to hopefully get a bounce back from the players on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean we were disappointed with the result and with the start of the game in fairness, because that shaped the game unfortunately, and we need to start brighter than we did. I think it's important. We play a similar team. We will set up in a similar fashion and look to play on the counter attack, and we've got to be ready for that. But I think it's always important that you have to try and dictate to the opposition. And if you think back to the Everton game, they came with a certain formation, clearly had a game plan, but by half time they had to change things around because obviously it wasn't working for them because of the way we started. So we need a similar situation to happen against Crystal Palace.
It's especially important tomorrow, isn't it? Especially with them coming off the back of a 4-0 home defeat.
Yeah, you sense that they'll react to that, but we're off the back of a defeat as well, so they'll be conscious that our record after disappointment is really good. Almost without fail, we bounce back very quickly. So that's what we expect, and I have no reason to think that's not what will happen.
It's slightly difficult, I guess, to preempt what they're going to do tonight.
A little bit, yeah, because maybe the manager will feel that he needs to change personnel, so that will make it more difficult to prepare than it normally would if they had a settled side. They've got a number of options as well. They've brought different players into the group, so they might feel that now's the time just to shake things up, so we'll have to wait and see.
Are you surprised by where they are? Because you just can look at the squad and there's a lot of quality in there, isn't there?
Yeah, on paper they have got talent, but you don't win games on paper, you win it on the grass. So it's about going out there and getting the job done. So they can hurt you. Almost every club in the Premier League have got players with talent that can change games in a moment. So Palace are exactly the same. It's just up to us to make sure our game changers come out on top.
And for you personally, it's always nice to go into a 2-week break on the back of a victory, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're in decent out. We've been on a decent run. Last week was a setback clearly, but prior to that we've been playing well. So just needs to get back to that level. If we do that, then we'll be fine. We've got a break where we can do a lot of good work, get a few of the guys back hopefully by the end of the period leading into the Spurs game, and then it should set us up for a really strong finish.
Could come at a good time then with the likes of Jeff, Sheridan and Sido all wanting fitness.
Yeah, we've got a number of things. Jeff Cameron looks like he's very close to getting back into the group, which will be a boost for us. Glenn Johnson and Shaqiri, who probably miss out this weekend, will obviously be available, so they'll get some good conditioning work, and Sido is working exceptionally hard at the moment, and that will help his integration in the group as well, being together for a period. So all in all, leading into the Spurs game, we should be in good shape.